Hello and welcome to episode 33 of Unemployed to Unstoppable. In this episode we'll have another two league games as we bid to stay in the championship in our first season with Exeter. I'll just start off because I found this quite interesting. It came in as an email and it's the player wage expenditure in the championship. It just puts it into perspective when teams get promoted within divisions how difficult a task they have. You can see there Watford spending £950,000 a week on players. Exeter spending £110,000. So it's not far off 10 times the amount we've got. So that puts in perspective. We have been struggling a little bit. We're on 7 points after 8 games, so we're not in the relegation zone, but we're by no means safe. Since you were last with us, we've managed to win a league game against Charlton. We've got a draw against Cardiff, which is quite a good result. A win against Coventry. But everything else in the league has been a draw. We got through the first round against Leyton Orient in the Carabao Cup, and to be honest, we should have beat Bristol in the second round, but they beat us on penalties. They actually missed their first two. We scored our first two, but it switched and we went on to lose. So with that being said, stay tuned. I'll click through and get to the first league game. You watch the intro and I will catch you shortly. And welcome back for the first game of the episode. It's a home game against Millwall. Starting lineup for today is Tim Carney, who's just come back from injury. Sondergaard had been deputising for the last few games. Did all right. We've got Hume at left back, Efeli and Mason at centre backs, because again we've picked up another injury to Gabadebo. Ramsey comes in at right back. We've got Robertson and John in the middle of the park. Sparks on the left because Tamlin's injured, as if the injuries aren't piling up already. West's on the right. Kirk playing in the shadow striker role and Jovchev playing up front. Jovchev has managed to score a couple goals now, so he's up to 3, matching Kirk. So them two as a partnership are doing all right. But as you can see, Tamplin, Gabadebo injured. Quite a few players out on loan. We've also lost Oliver, our sub-striker. He wanted to leave, so he's gone. And there was another one that was on his way out as well. Tom Ince, I think. We've offered him out to a number of clubs because he's not happy being here and being on the bench. But he's not good enough to be in the first team, so we've offered him out. Transfer window's passed, so he's just going to have to suck it up, Buttercup, and get on with it. That being said, let's get into the first game. We'll just click through all the usual gubbins we do at the start of the game. Give our team a nice little team talk to say, go out there and do your best. Let's put this poor run of form to an end and see if we can pick up some points away at Millwall. Jovchev's actually, he's had a few disallowed. He's been a bit unfortunate. But the interesting thing is he has started to get some chances. It's a chance to Millwall early on in the game. But it comes to nothing. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. Efeli at 34. A bit of a, I wouldn't say a dodgy option at centre-back. He's been a great player for us since we've arrived at Exeter. He's probably not a first teamer anymore, and it'd be nice to get Gabadebo back. Here he goes, he played the ball out the back. Efeli with the ball into Robertson, who's been again another good sign in the middle of the park. He breaks up the left-hand channel, moves into the box to Jovchev, and there you go. I was just talking about him before the game, and there you go. He proves my point. He has started scoring some goals. I didn't think it would take him too long because he's great stats-wise. We just have to make sure we keep him fit and his relationship with Kirk works out to be a positive one. Throwing down the left now then, Hume to Kirk. Robertson gets a chance to deliver. He puts it to John on the edge of the box. And we know he's got an absolute hammer of a foot on him when he has a shot. So 2-0 up, things looking positive. This will be a valuable 3 points. I'm kind of hoping if we can manage it a point a game, we should be fairly all right. I've not been to the previous season's league table to see how many points you need to stay up. I think generally you aim for 50. It's 46 games, so a point a game, you're there or thereabouts. And we will just see how we go on. So 25 minutes into the game, 2 shots on target, 2 goals. They've not had a shot on target yet. If this turns out to be a drab 2-0 game now and we march on with no more highlights, I'll be happy. You lot might not be, but it's points that matters. and we just need to make sure we stay in the division, build up a reputation, and when that Premier League job comes around, we can jump ship and try and win the Premier League. So coming up to half time, not a bad performance, players playing all right, especially in the middle of the park. Robertson and John having a great game. So positives to take from this game, definitely. We were on a bit of rough form up until now, so this would be good to break that cycle and just get things moving in the right direction again. So we're very happy with the way they're playing, and we'll keep going. For those who pay a lot of attention to the new FM, I did see a video the other day about new features and things coming in. Some of the animations of players and the match endings changed slightly. It's going to be a lot more analytics in the game for studying what phases of the game you are positive or negative at attacking. So far, things are sounding quite promising for the features coming out. Again, as we get closer to the release date, more and more stuff will come out. But if you're like me, regardless of that fact, it's a great game, and I'll be playing it for years to come. So it looked like West wants to come off. I can just find that, so we'll get him off, get Broom on. We can't be carrying too much of a injury burden at this stage of the game. With 20 minutes to go, we just need to keep it tight. It looks like Millwall have got a chance here. Ramsey's punted it up. Jovchev's flicked it on. He can chase his own flick on. Didn't quite get there, but Broom's picked it up into Robertson, but he's given the ball away. Looks like we might have had a chance to break there, but it's turning into a Millwall channel. Kirk's got it back now. Great tackle at the back there. Robertson now delivering it up to Kirk. That shadow striker all into Jovchev. Oh, good shot there. Great save by the keeper. That's probably kept them in the game towards the end now. If we'd gone 3-0 up, I think it'd be hard push for them to get back into it. Again, we've not been as prolific from set pieces this season as we were last season. Maybe I need to go in there and just tweak things slightly. I've had a few new players come in, so certainly I think Jovchev's one of them players that's quite good in the air. Well, heading 10, jump and reach 13, so he might actually be able to contribute a bit more to set pieces than some of our centre halves. Certainly, Hefele now is not going to be as mobile and athletic as he was last season at 34. It's quite an old age for a championship player. Sparks now driving forward, coming up towards the edge of the box, delivers it in, and there's Broom, 3-0 up. Away to Millwall. This is a fantastic result. I think you'll all agree that beating a team with the stature of Millwall is quite a feat for us, bearing in mind the wage cap that we've got as well. Looks like John wants to come off with a fractured finger as well. Get him off, get some treatment, but we're going to suffer a couple more missing players for the next game as well, which isn't going to make things easy, but we'll cope with it as we can. We did have quite a large squad, but with loan players going out, disgruntled players wanting to leave, them numbers have waned quite considerably, so we're nowhere near the squad size we had before. So in terms of substitutes and depth, we're not quite maybe where we want to be, and the transfer window is closed now until January, so we're going to have to suck it up until then. That's the first game out of the way. Stay tuned and I will bring you back for the second league match. And welcome back to the second match of this day's episode, which we are at home to Bristol City in the Championship. Bristol City, incidentally, the team that knocked us out of the League Cup on penalties, so it would be nice to get one up on over them on this game. So take you through starting lineup. We've got Tim Canny in goals, Hume at left back, we've got Hefele and Mason carrying on in the centre, Ramsey at right back, Robertson and John continue in the centre of the pitch. Sparks comes in for Tamlin at left, Kirk as a shadow striker, West comes in on the right, Jovchev playing up front. Played really well in the last game with that 3-0 victory away at Millwall, so hopefully we can continue that form and continue to pick up some points. 1 would be nice, 3 would be better, but we will see how we get on, because Bristol City have already got one over on us this season. We need to repay that favour, get one over on them. So here we go. Similar tactics, not changed anything with the formation. Still with a balanced approach. In the few games in between matches, I did change Kirk to an advanced playmaker. I tried Jovchev as a deep line forward, but the number of chances we created seemed to drop, which is why we've put it back to what it is now. Looks like initial chance to Bristol. There's a wayward shot. 8 minutes into the game. Hopefully they stick to the kind of long-range wayward shots as we continue to forge our way up the table. So just over a point a game average at the minute, and that's the kind of rough estimate we've got to aim for. Sparks delivers in a free kick, and here we go. Alvin Mason puts us one up. He's been fantastic signing. One of my favourites, in from Arsenal on loan, first team centre half. If we can find a way to sign him, I mean he's 5.25 million already at 18. They're not going to sell him for that. They'll want a lot more money. So we've either got to keep him on loan again for another season or hope his contract runs out. But I can't imagine that 2025 I think they've got. I think we're in 2023. So unlikely, but again, we'll monitor the situation because he's been brilliant for us. Here we go. Chance of Bristol City breaking down the side. We managed to... Hume's got the ball away, but he managed to keep pressing. Nearly got the ball back again there. I think they're kind of riding their luck. Ball's gone forward and they got 2 bites of the cherry. I think there's 3 or 4 chances we had to get the ball away there. We didn't quite manage it and we've paid the price as they've got back on level pegging. So 25 minutes into the game, 1-1. Again, not too bad. And I think every game we come into, as you've seen with the pre-season odds and with the wage budget discrepancies, we're not favourites for any game. We're the underdogs for every single one. So points can be precious and we will just keep doing the best we can. I think season by season, if we can maintain status in the Championship, our wage budget will go up and we'll be able to attract more players, but that's going to be a lengthy process. Kirk on the ball now, delivers over the top to Jovchev. Disallowed for offside. That's the only thing I would say about Jovchev. Is he's not got the greatest acceleration and pace, and he's often just caught straying offside, but his finishing and first touch is fantastic. Just coming up to half time then. Bristol City perhaps being the better team. We'll concede that in terms of chances and XG, but we will see if we can just motivate the players to go out in the second half and seek a little bit of revenge. Don't think we're doing too bad. We just need to keep it up. We've got to bear in mind that we're missing Tamlin on the left there. Yeah, we're missing can't remember his name, Ogdebana, whatever he is, centre half. So we're not a full strength team, but we are competing well in the Championship and long may that continue. It's 52 minutes gone. Looks like Bristol City have a chance at the start of the second half. Delivers into the box. I've played it around a couple of times there, and again, we just didn't get rid of it. And we need to make sure we're not letting them have chance after chance. That was disappointing. Just need to encourage them slightly. Make sure our heads don't drop too much. We've scored once. We might be able to score for a second time. We're not going to sub Kirk for a yellow card because if he gets suspended, Broom can play. 25 minutes to go to try and get back into this game. Got a throw on the right. Ramsey puts into Kirk. What can he do with it? Puts it to John Jovchev. And there we go. This time he's managed to just stay the right side of the line. Finish it off. I mean, his finishing is unquestionable. He's head and shoulders above everybody else on our team in terms of shots and finishing. So if you keep giving him the ball, eventually he will score. Always reminds me of Sean Goat, who used to play for Man City for the elderly among us. If you feed the goat, he will score. So I think it's a similar thing with Jovchev, who's actually a full Bulgarian international on here as well, which is good. Don't really want to take Mason off. Fafeli delivering a free kick in then. I thought I was just going to drop to Mason on the back post and he was going to smash us in front. Again, we had another tackle in there, but we weren't able to do it. We will get West off. He's having a bit of a stinker. We'll get Broom on. Bristol City on the ball again then. Can we nick it back? Got some good midfielders in there. We just need to win the ball back and make a break. Not too happy with how quickly they can just plough through the team like that. And again, that's far too easy. And if we keep conceding goals like that, we're going to struggle to get too far above where we are. Again, 3 minutes to go. Kind of got back on level terms and have thrown it away somewhat. 2 minutes. I don't think we're going to get anything else out of this game as we come up to the final whistle. So a bit disappointing, but 3 games from the 2 matches, which is above that point per game ratio that we need to stick to. Not happy with the performance. We'll just have a quick look at the league table. See how we're getting on. There we go. So 18th on 10 points. 5 points clear the relegation zone, which isn't too bad. Yeah, I'm not even entertaining looking at the top end because they're so far above where we are in terms of level. Quick dip into the schedule to see where we'll come back. So I think we'll probably come back somewhere in the end of November. Probably Nottingham Forest and Brentford seem like 2 pretty good games. Sometimes the fixtures move about a little bit, so we'll go for the last 2 games in November. And that should be pretty good. Just a quick look at the club vision. Again, we're looking all right. They're not happy with set pieces. They're not happy with defensively solid football because we're not solid. And I actually think we play quite direct, but again, I'll have to dip into that and have a look at how we're getting on. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you for the next episode. Hopefully we can climb the tables a little bit. I've not seen anything in terms of job availability. There's no real jobs on the go. There's not really anyone who's insecure at the Premier Division, so everything's stable. We'll keep an eye on it and we'll see what we get. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned and I'll catch you next time.